Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Our American Family, and this is a new documentary from directors Haley Adelman and Sean King O'Grady. What an Irish name. And this is an honest and unfiltered look at a close-knit Philadelphia family dealing with generational substance abuse. And this is a film about addiction. It's about disorders like eating disorders, anorexia, drug use, and all kinds of things throughout this whole entire family. The Caltabino family. And right off the bat, I do want to say, this is an hour and 28 minutes. It does feel like it gets repetitive from like if you're thinking about narrative standpoint. It is a lot of them just sitting at their dining room table yelling at each other in a very Italian American Philadelphia kind of way. They have a very interesting dynamic in their family, and it was familiar. But those kinds of things, like, it does get a little repetitive and slow at times because, it keeps trying to do the same kind of thing. But here's the thing. When they argue, it's such an interesting dynamic that it's entertaining to watch, but to some point. Because when it really comes down to what they're talking about, it's dark. It's emotional. This is a really sad and poignant look at a family struggling through the worst of the worst and just trying to do their best with everything. And they're the kind of family that's played off as like they're the kind of ones that never get it done how they're supposed to, and it's never the best. But you have this family who's just clawing and teething and doing their best along the way, and you have the tense dynamics between parents and children and between the children themselves. And there's one particular one, there's like the son who really has a lot more to say than some of the family will give him credit for, and he knows a lot more. But it's that kind of dynamic that kind of just writes him off as like the big muscular dumb guy in the family. And you have the dynamic of the mother who's traumatized by her own mother's anorexia and how that affects her dynamic with her own family. And everyone in between, because everybody here has their baggage in this family, and we experience that baggage as they interact with each other, as they interact with others, and just live this tense and challenging life. And I think that's really impressive that this film is able to be so raw about it, so engrossing about it. And even if some of the points it does get repetitive and gets a little slow, it is still something that's emotionally just poignant and devastating at times that you can't help but be engrossed into the story and really makes it worthwhile. So this is a great one. Go check out this film. It works on a lot of levels from an emotional standpoint, even if it is a bit clunky and slow and maybe not as fresh as the story goes on throughout this documentary, but it is definitely worth your time. But those are my thoughts on Our American Family. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.